Hey guys, so today I'm going to take you all along with me on our trip to the Ramoji Film City. We kicked off our day by boarding a bus to the film city, and we had already selected the boarding location beforehand. And as soon as we arrived, we were greeted by a lively welcome dance, and the energy was infectious. The ticket counter was right beside it. Since we already had our tickets, so we could just head straight inside. There was this merchandise shop where you can buy t-shirts and bags and caps and hats. So we bought our Ramoji branded caps from there. We were waiting in the lounge where they gave us chocolate boxes. I was opening my one, but I saw that mom had already opened hers and she gave me some of those. I kept my one inside. So finally, it was time for us to board the tour bus that would take us to the set locations and the attractions. The ride was a couple of minutes. So the first part of the trip was the eco tour. So our stoppages were Butterfly Museum, Butterfly Park, Bird Park, and Calo Caves, Sun Fountain. Our bus was supposed to take us from the Sun Fountain to the movie sets. So, to go into the butterfly garden, you actually pass through the butterfly museum, and the museum had some interesting facts about butterflies. Next, we went into the butterfly garden, and it was really moist and humid inside the garden. So, in general, Hyderabad has a dry weather, but the difference was very clear once you get inside. And I think it's really ideal for the flora and the fauna there. At first, I was a little scared to see so many butterflies at one place. And then I remembered how Sheldon says that butterflies are airborne insects, and I was even more scared. But I looked at them carefully and I saw those beautiful patterns. They looked so angelic, and they were all like flying around. And I tried to catch a glimpse of one of them sitting quietly on a leaf, but it was also there for maybe 2 to 3 seconds and then it flew away. I feel it was so refreshing to be inside that atmosphere. There were beautiful flowers and plants and butterflies all around. And you were just amazed by the tranquility of the surroundings. So, after the butterfly garden, we went into the exotic bird park. I could see the grey crown crane poster up there, and I was thinking whether it is a lousy advertisement or not. But thankfully, it was not, and it was actually there in the bird park. We went inside, and the first bird I spotted was the flamingo. And I was so excited. Like, I had never seen a flamingo in my life. And I was thinking it would be like pink in color, but I think the pink color comes from the diet, and they haven't really fed it that diet that much. So, by default, they have a white color. And it was so majestic. And there were other birds as well. There were ducks, there were goose. On the side, there was a beautiful waterfall, and you just listen to it. And this badass just marched into the crowd. This is the grey crown crane we saw on the poster. These three ducks were staring at me for a long time, and then they started coming towards me. And I thought maybe something interesting is going to happen. They'll jump into the water or something. And then they came right near me and started scratching themselves, all the three together, like some weird ritual. And I really don't know what to make of it. Then I saw a poor guy trying to swim in the shallow waters. And that's me when I forget to put on sunscreen. There were some more protected birds on the side, and I think I really liked the Cayuga duck's shade. The feathers looked really shiny in person. Now, after the section on ducks, cranes, and goose, there was a section on parrots and parakeets. हम साथ साथ हैं. It's so sweet when animals are named after their distinctive features, like this blue fronted Amazon and its bright blue forehead. And then we went into the section of cockatoos and turacos and toucans. There were also macaws. You can see this white cheek turaco has white cheek areas. I think it's really cute. And yeah, then we looked at toucans. I really like their beaks. There are different varieties with different kinds of beaks. And this is the scarlet macaw. We saw this at the entrance. This is the area of free birds, and as sad as I was feeling for the caged birds, I was really scared here. And there were, I think, this is one lorikeet. And then there was this unexpected view. We actually got to see ostrich, and yeah, it was really fascinating. They had kept eggs there, and it blessed us with its ramp walk. After the bird park, we headed towards the Sun Fountain from where we had to board our bus for the studio tour. We went into the Calo Caves. It was really peaceful outside, and inside there was a whole vibe going on.
Your guide stands before you and will lead you to the rare field. Before the end, I'd like to share with you all the history.
Finally, we reached the Sun Fountain and we passed by the bonsai garden and boarded the bus. Now, there's the Angel Fountain, and beside that is the umbrella garden. The trees are trimmed like umbrellas. It was a guided tour, so the tour guide was giving us tidbits. This is the leg garden where the Ooh La La song from The Dirty Picture was shot. Then we passed by the sanctuary garden where the trees are trimmed like different animals. Then there was the replica of the Hawa Mahal where the Dream on Wake Up song was shot. Then we saw the Devyani garden where the statues were doing different poses. We then went through the Kerala palm streets and passed by the Jug fountain. Next we saw the Chandramuki Palace set. It is the Venkatapuram Palace. We saw the temple from Chennai Express movie, and we saw it from a distance. If you look at it, you can see the steps also. In the movie, there are 300 steps, but here only 32 steps are there. We saw different sets made from plaster of Paris of very famous buildings like the Golden Temple, Fatehpur Sikri's Buland Darwaza, then the Taj Mahal itself. And the tour guide said that if the movie needs something like a masjid, then the Taj Mahal is just painted green. I think that is quite interesting how these movies are made using these sets. This is the area of Mumbai's Chor Bazaar, also known as the Shore Bazaar. And the Bade Miyan Chote Miyan film was also shot here. And in more recent movies, Dabang and Singham were also shot here. This is the airport set, which changes its name according to the movie and the scene. Next, we went into this European street where there were European style buildings. And finally, the most awaited set, that is of Bahubali. We entered the Bahubali set. There was Mahishmati Kingdom Palace's miniature model outside the gate, and once we entered the gate, the vibe, my god. There was the Mahishmati theme going on in the background, and it just gives you goosebumps. And then look who I found, Dev Sena. And looking at these chains, anyone who is a Bahubali fan, these chains are enough to make your blood boil, right? This is the famous statue of Bhalal Dev. So much ego, so much pride. We went inside the Bahubali Darbar and got our pictures clicked on the Singhasan. And this place is famous for the Bahubali biryani and dosas. Now we were quite hungry and we went in for the buffet lunch we had booked. After lunch, we had the Eureka shows planned. So there was the Spirit of Ramoji show first and then the stunt show. After the shows, we went for the Filmy Dunia trolley ride. So I don't know, whenever I get into a trolley or cart, I just hope I reach World 713. So the idea of Filmy Dunia ride is to travel across continents, but of course you don't need visa for this. And you can see different locations and how these films are shot, like Paris in front of the Eiffel Tower, or New York, the Statue of Liberty, Broadway, Radio City, all these famous Hollywood places, and all these dolls who were doing the small eye and hand movements, and it was so cute. In the action theater, we saw how scenes are put in the big picture.
They're on the big screen.
And we also saw how sound effects are made from simple objects and everything is put together. After tea coffee break, we went into the holiday carnival which was happening at Ramoji. There were games and rides and everything you can see in a carnival. We were very tired, so after a while, we just hopped onto the tour bus back to the ticket counter. And finally, we got back to the ticket counter, and from there, we took the bus back to our dropping location, which we had also selected from before. And it was already pretty late by the time we reached home, and we just wanted to do this.